Yo, what's going on, my random rim rockers? It is me, Wancy, and not feeling too good today. Got a bit of a sore throat, and yeah, I gotta avoid speaking too loud to avoid straining my voice. So hopefully you can still hear me clearly. But about the topic of straining my voice, I've discovered something really interesting that I wanted to share with you guys. That I thought is really just not discussed enough. So before I get to the main meat of this video, I just want to talk about the funny story of how I ended up here. So the past few days straight, I've been singing. I've been practicing singing karaoke on my own and trying to sing higher pitched notes, higher pitched lines, trying to get those higher pitched voices, training, trying to stretch my voice, but ended up failing, I ended up with a lot of voice cracks in my attempts to sing such high notes and just really strained my voice. And guess what? A couple days later, here I am, got a sore throat, my whole body feels weak and feels like I'm about to catch a cold. It feels like I'm gonna get a fever soon. And yeah, I'm just trying to recover here. I even got like the salt water that my dad gave me. You see that like white pale bottle? It's like salty water. Just trying to gargle that right now. I've been gargling that. But anyway, that it made me like really question, like I realized a reoccurring phenomenon. Like every single time, usually anyway, not every single time, usually right after I partake in strenuous vocal activity, I would find myself more often than not, the very next day I would fall ill. And I usually brushed them off as a coincidence. I never really drew a connection between the two before because I was like, why would it, right? It's just your voice. Just because you speak louder and like you speak too much and you fall sick, like that doesn't make any sense. But I've just been seeing this happen one too many times at this point, and I eventually did a Google search and ChatGPT, and it is actually a fact. It actually, straining your voice too much actually causes you to be more vulnerable and susceptible to falling ill, and apparently reduces your immune system, your immunity. And it doesn't make any sense, right? But to explain a bit more, basically, when you strain your voice, you're like wearing off the throat lining, inner lining of your throat, and it becomes vulnerable to pathogens like infections and shit. And that's like the first point where the pathogens go for, and eventually it leads to a sore throat. And if it worsens from there, it leads to like a fever, a weak body, and just maybe even COVID, if the COVID virus is around. So yeah, I remember this one time vividly. The reason why I mentioned COVID is because I got it because of this reason. I was recording a YouTube video, actually not YouTube video. I was recording a video or like a voiceover for something. I don't remember what it is anymore. And I recorded it for like 3 hours straight, non-stop talking to my phone. And right after that, I remember my voice was a bit itchy. And I was like, okay, not surprising. I spoke for so long, gotta take a break, don't wanna lose my voice here. And then the very next day, I got COVID. Like, just like that, just so quickly. And I wasn't even outside. I didn't even go out. I don't remember being so physically active outside. I probably like caught the virus like a while ago, and then straining my voice really was the final straw and just made it, caused the Pandora's box to open fully or something like that. And then it turned into a sore throat. I got a fever. My whole body was limp and weak. It just felt horrible. I felt like I wanted to just end my life then and there. It just felt, it's just such, it was such suffering, really. Like, I feel like health nowadays, people don't talk about or prioritize health enough. Like nowadays, today's culture, people are just so focused on the grind. They sacrifice sleep for work. This just like the more hours you spend on something, the more respectable it is. Like, I don't agree with that, bro. I never bail on sleep. I never disregard sleep. I always hated sacrificing sleep for work. And even right now, like, I even learned that sleep, apparently little sleep, sleeping less suppresses your immunity too, so that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I also noticed like I've because I've been so health prioritized, I've been trying to practice a healthy lifestyle for a very long time at this point. And I always realized like I've been always bemused by why I still fall ill relatively often. Like compared to my siblings, my little brother, my brothers, they don't sleep as much as me. Sometimes they eat junk food and shit. Their lifestyle overall are just less healthy than mine. But yet I found myself over the years that I fall ill more often than them, despite living such a much healthy lifestyle compared to them. And even my parents, I fall ill more often than my parents who are in their 50s at this point. And so it's always confused me. But then now I realized, wow, it's because I speak too much and I never take care of my voice enough. Like, I always get sore throats. I get sore throats pretty often. And now it's no wonder I get them so often because of my voice. I'm surprised that content creators don't talk about this more often. Like content creators, YouTubers, they speak to the camera so often. It's literally what they do for a living. They speak for so many hours a day. Like they gotta take care of their voice, man. Because if you don't, then this is what it really puts a toll on your health. Taking care of your voice isn't even about your voice anymore. It's not about having a dry throat or having a sore throat. It's literally about like your overall health. Like there's a lot of diseases that virus or bacteria or whatever pathogens, they target the throat first before spreading to other areas and giving you fevers and shit. Like the throat is a very vulnerable part of the body. Like I've never realized that. And so I found this really interesting and just wanted to share with you guys about this because I just don't feel like I don't think enough people know about this. Or maybe I've just been living under a rock and I just never seen or heard people talk about this. I always just hear my parents be like, oh, drink more water. As long as you drink enough water, you'll be as healthy as can be. And I was just thought it was just a bunch of baloney, You guys say that too often. What's water gonna do, huh? But it is actually very relevant to the topic of, your vocal health to prevent infectious disease, like illnesses like this, like COVID or sore throats or fevers or coughing even. Yeah, they're all related. So I just found this really interesting. And you can Google more about this yourself. I don't want to be like a freaking nerd biologist. I'm no biologist, no health expert or scientist here. Just wanted to share this with y'all and make y'all more aware. And yeah, that's about it. Take care of your voice and you'll probably not fall ill so often anymore. At least that's one part of the equation. You still gotta sleep enough, you gotta eat good. Yeah. Anyway, see y'all in my next video. I probably gotta stop talking now before I get a even worse sore throat from here. See ya.